The primordial stillness that precedes the manifestation of destiny is not a hollow vacuum, but a densely packed resonance of potentiality, waiting for the rhythmic pulse of a consecrated throat to give it form. Within the architecture of the cosmos, the most potent declarations are those uttered in the absolute secrecy of the soul, far removed from the clamor of the profane world, where words are traded like cheap currency. For the chosen one, the journey into the supremacy of the still word begins with an involuntary stripping away of all external dependencies, a divine sequestering that the world mislabels as loneliness, but the heavens recognize as a royal preparation. This state of being, the consecrated void, is a laboratory of the spirit where the leaden weight of human sorrow is transmuted into the crystalline clarity of prophetic sight. To command the unseen, one must first become invisible to the distractions of the temporary, entering a realm where the breath of the Creator becomes the only source of sustenance. The vessel chosen for this high calling must undergo a refining process that is both excruciating and exquisite, a systematic dismantling of the egoic structures that once sought validation in the eyes of others. In this sacred isolation, the loner discovers that the emptiness they felt was actually a space being cleared for an indwelling of power that would shatter the foundations of ordinary reality. The refinement of the loner is an alchemical masterpiece orchestrated by the hands of mercy, ensuring that the vessel does not break under the pressure of the glory it is destined to carry. It begins with the silencing of the internal monologue, that persistent ghost of past traumas and societal expectations that seeks to anchor the spirit to the mundane. As the noise fades, a new frequency emerges, a low-toned hum of ancient wisdom that speaks of things before the beginning of time. This is the anointed vessel being calibrated to the cadence of the eternal. Every moment spent in the shadows of obscurity is a layer of protection being woven around the destiny of the chosen one. The divine architect knows that if the light were revealed too soon, the predators of the spirit would descend to devour the unripe fruit. Therefore, the loner is hidden in the secret place of the Most High, wrapped in a mantle of invisibility that serves as a fortress. This protection is not merely a passive shield, but an active intervention, a celestial orchestration that misdirects the enemies of the light and creates a perimeter of sanctity around the individual. Within this perimeter, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The simple act of drinking water becomes a communion with the life force of the universe, and the quiet movement of the wind through the trees is understood as a coded message of encouragement from the unseen realms. Mercy is the bedrock upon which this supreme stillness is built, for without the softening touch of divine compassion, the weight of the prophetic calling would be unbearable. It is the mercy that provides a cushion for the falls, a balm for the wounds sustained in the spiritual crucible, and a constant assurance that the solitude is not a punishment, but a promotion. In the daily life of the chosen vessel, blessings manifest in the most subtle yet profound ways. It is found in the sudden clarity of thought that resolves a long-standing internal conflict, the unexpected provision that arrives exactly when the need arises, and the profound peace that settles over the heart, while the world outside is engulfed in chaos. These are the everyday mercies that sustain the loner, the manna from heaven that falls in the wilderness of their isolation. As the vessel becomes more refined, the ability to command the unseen grows from a tentative hope into a sovereign authority. This authority does not require shouting or the exertion of physical will. It is exercised through the subtle shift of the heart and the quiet release of an anointed intention. When the still word is spoken from the depths of a consecrated void, the unseen world must rearrange itself to align with the divine decree. The spiritual laws that govern the movement of energy and the manifestation of matter respond to the frequency of a soul that has been purified in the fire of loneliness. The architecture of this supremacy is founded on the understanding that the chosen one is a bridge between the realms, a conduit through which the intentions of the higher dimensions are anchored into the physical earth. To maintain this bridge, the vessel must remain unsullied by the vibrations of bitterness or resentment. The refining process focuses heavily on the heart, stripping away the calluses formed by betrayal and rejection, replacing them with a sentient vulnerability that is stronger than any iron plate. This vulnerability is the secret weapon of the anointed vessel, for it allows the flow of divine grace to pass through without resistance. In the stillness, the loner learns to listen to the whispers of the blood and the song of the cells, recognizing that their physical form is a temple of the living word. This realization brings a profound sense of responsibility and a deep reverence for the sanctity of life. Every breath taken is a prayer, every step walked is a consecration of the ground. The supremacy of the still word is thus not a tool for personal gain, but a service to the evolution of the collective consciousness, a silent labor that builds the foundations of a new reality, even as the old one crumbles. Protection manifests as a rhythmic synchronization with the divine timing, where the chosen one is always in the right place at the right moment, guided by an intuition that transcends logic. This is the blessing of the anointed vessel, to be steered by an invisible hand through the labyrinth of human existence. While others struggle and strive, the loner moves with a graceful fluidity, aware that their needs are anticipated by a source that knows the end from the beginning. This providence extends to the smallest details of life, ensuring that the vessel is nourished, clothed, and sheltered in a way that reflects their royal lineage. The refining of the loner involves a total recalibration of the senses, where the eyes begin to see the hidden patterns behind the veil of the material world, and the ears detect the harmonies of the celestial spheres. This heightened perception is a gift of the consecrated void, a reward for the courage to stand alone in the pursuit of truth. The loner becomes a master of the silence, knowing that within its depths lies the power to heal the broken, to command the storms to cease, and to call forth the hidden treasures of the darkness. The supreme command is issued not through the vocal cords, but through the alignment of the entire being with the frequency of the divine will. It is a state of resonance where the desires of the vessel are indistinguishable from the intentions of the Creator. In this state, the word is spoken before it is ever breathed, a spiritual imprint that vibrates through the fabric of existence. The unseen forces, the angelic hierarchies, and the elemental powers recognize this signature of authority and move to fulfill the mandate. This is the supremacy that the world cannot understand, for it operates outside the mechanics of cause and effect as known to the intellect. It is the power of the still word, the authority of the one who has mastered the internal desert and emerged as a king of the spirit. The loner is no longer an outcast, but a pioneer, a scout for the rest of humanity who shows that the path to true power lies in the depth of the interior life. The refining process completes its cycle when the vessel no longer feels the need to explain or justify their existence to anyone, resting in the quiet assurance of their divine appointment. In the everyday life of the anointed vessel, mercy manifests as a gentle light that illuminates the path ahead, revealing the snares and pitfalls before they can be stepped into. It is a protective canopy that filters out the harshness of the collective psyche, allowing the chosen one to remain in a state of perpetual peace. The blessings are found in the richness of the internal landscape, where the loner explores the vast territories of the spirit and discovers the ancient truths that have been hidden from the wise and prudent. These truths are the bread of life, the spiritual nourishment that gives the vessel the strength to endure the final stages of the refining fire. As the lead of the old self is fully consumed, the gold of the new man shines forth with a brilliance that cannot be ignored. Yet the chosen one remains humble, knowing that the glory belongs to the source from which all things flow. The consecrated void is finally revealed, not as a place of lack, but as the throne room of the spirit. the place where the supremacy of the still word is practiced and perfected. The command over the unseen becomes a natural extension of the vessel's existence, a rhythmic breathing out of divine order into the chaos of the world. It is the power to speak peace into a troubled mind, to command healing into a diseased body, and to call forth purpose in a lost soul, all without uttering a single audible sound. The supremacy of the still word is the ultimate achievement of the spiritual seeker, the point where the seeker and the sought become one. The protection that surrounds this state is absolute, a celestial fortress that no weapon of the enemy can penetrate. The mercy that sustains it is infinite, a river of grace that never runs dry. The blessings that flow from it are eternal, a legacy of light that will continue to shine long after the vessel has moved beyond the constraints of time and space. Thus, the loner, once rejected and misunderstood, becomes the cornerstone of a new spiritual architecture, a master of the unseen who commands the reality through the power of a consecrated silence. The journey into this mastery is a testament to the endurance of the human spirit when it is touched by the divine. It is a story of a long, lonely walk through the valley of the shadow of death, only to find that the shadow was merely the wing of a great protector covering the vessel during its most vulnerable phase. The refining of the loner is the process of turning a common stone into a multifaceted diamond that can reflect the full spectrum of divine light. Each facet represents a lesson learned in the stillness, a battle won in the secret chambers of the heart, and a blessing received in the midst of trials. The consecrated void is the womb of destiny, the place where the future is conceived and nurtured until it is ready to be born into the visible world. When the birth finally occurs, it is not a loud and violent event, but a quiet and majestic unfolding, a natural progression of the work that has been done in the silence. The anointed vessel stands as a monument to the power of the still word, a living proof that the unseen is more real than the seen, and that the greatest strength is found in the deepest surrender. This supreme state is the inheritance of the chosen ones, those who have been called out of the darkness and into the marvelous light of divine purpose. It is a calling that requires everything, but gives back infinitely more. It is the path of the loner, the way of the still word, and the destiny of the anointed vessel. In the quiet moments of the day, when the world stops its frantic movement for just a second, the chosen one can feel the weight of this supremacy, the steady pulse of the unseen command that is always at work. It is a comfort, a shield, and a promise that the one who began the work will see it through to completion. The everyday blessings of breath and life are the reminders of this covenant, the small tokens of a great love that never fails. The protection is constant, the mercy is new every morning, and the power is absolute. In the supremacy of the still word, the chosen one finds their true home, their true identity, and their true purpose, standing as a sovereign authority in the kingdom of the Spirit, commanding the unseen with the quiet confidence of a beloved child of the Creator. The refining of the loner produces a quality of character that is unshakable, a firm foundation of integrity and honor that remains steadfast regardless of external circumstances. This internal stability is the platform from which the command is issued. Because the vessel is not moved by the tides of public opinion or the winds of emotional turbulence, its word carries the weight of eternal truth. The unseen realms recognize this consistency and respond with unwavering obedience. The blessings of this state are not limited to the spiritual. They overflow into the physical realm, bringing order to the environment, health to the body, and harmony to all relationships. The loner becomes a center of calm in the midst of a storm, a source of light in the darkness, and a beacon of hope for those who are still wandering in the wilderness. This is the refining of the loner, the transformation of a solitary wanderer into a pillar of the temple of the living God. The final revelation of the supremacy of the still word is the understanding that the vessel is not separate from the command. The life of the chosen one becomes the word itself, a living testament to the power and mercy of the Creator. Every action, every thought, and every silence is a manifestation of the divine will. The protection that once seemed like a distant shield is now felt as an internal presence, a warmth in the chest and a clarity in the mind. The everyday mercies are recognized as the constant conversation between the soul and its maker, a dialogue of love that transcends language. The consecrated void is no longer a place of isolation, but a sanctuary of communion, where the loner is never truly alone, because they are filled with the presence of the All. This is the supremacy, the command, and the refining, all woven together into a single tapestry of glory that covers the chosen one like a royal robe. The loner has become the anointed vessel, and the still word has become the sovereign law of their existence, commanding the unseen with a power that is as ancient as the stars and as fresh as the morning dew. The culmination of this journey is a state of being where the miraculous becomes mundane and the extraordinary becomes the norm. The chosen one walks in a perpetual state of grace, where every need is met before it is even articulated, and every obstacle is removed before it can be encountered. This is the supremacy of the still word in its fullest expression, a life lived in total alignment with the divine blueprint. The refinement of the loner has reached its zenith, and the vessel is now a pure channel for the effulgence of the eternal. The unseen world is not a mystery to be solved, but a reality to be inhabited, a garden of delights where the chosen one walks with the Creator in the cool of the day. The protection is the peace that passes all understanding. The mercy is the joy that is the strength of the soul, and the blessings are the fruits of the Spirit that nourish all who come into contact with the Anointed One. This is the fulfillment of the prophetic promise, the realization of the hidden truth, and the crowning of the loner as a master of the still word. The silence that precedes the dawn carries within its velvet folds a weight far heavier than the loudest thunderclap heard by mortal ears. It is within this pressurized stillness that the anointed vessel begins to understand that the word is not merely a spoken vibration, but a structural integrity of the soul that commands the unseen forces of the cosmos. To hold the still word is to possess a key that turns in the invisible locks of destiny, unlocking gates that have been barred by ancestral shadows and the collective amnesia of a falling world. This is the supremacy of quietude, where the chosen one stops pleading with the heavens and starts resonating with the frequency of the Creator. You are currently navigating the intricate architecture of a divine crucible, a space of intense heat where the dross of your old identity is being systematically incinerated to reveal the incorruptible diamond of your true purpose. This crucible of shadows is not a punishment, but a high-level initiation designed to test the tensile strength of your spirit before you are granted the scepter of spiritual authority. In the darkness of this refinement, you encounter the illusions of the void, those whispering echoes of inadequacy and fear that seek to convince you that your isolation is a sign of abandonment. Yet, it is precisely in this calculated solitude that the great architect is applying the most delicate layers of protection, insulating your nervous system from the frantic frequencies of a society that has lost its moorings. You have begun to notice a shift in your perception, a sharpening of the internal lens that allows you to see through the elaborate masquerades of those who inhabit your sphere. This is the recognition of the mask, a sovereign gift of discernment that strips away the superficial layers of social grace and professional poise to reveal the raw energy behind the facade. You no longer listen merely to the words falling from human lips. You listen to the cadence of their hearts and the hidden tremors of their intent. This ability to see the unsaid is your shield. When the world offers you a hand cloaked in velvet, you can sense the iron coldness beneath. And when the world presents a face of hostility, you can identify the wounded child, begging for a mercy they do not know how to request. This recognition is not for the purpose of judgment, but for the preservation of your own sanctity. The anointed vessel must remain pure, not in the sense of moralistic perfection, but in the sense of being untainted by the manipulative patterns of the mundane realm. By recognizing the mask, you refuse to enter the theater of human drama, maintaining your position as a silent observer who commands the room through presence rather than persuasion. The mercy of the divine is often cloaked in the most ordinary of garments, appearing as the subtle timing of a green light when you are weary, or the unexpected scent of jasmine on a breeze that carries away the heat of a difficult day. These everyday blessings are the secret nourishment provided to those who walk the path of the chosen. You must cultivate a refined sense of gratitude for the bread that sustains your physical form and the water that cleanses your weary feet. For in these simple elements, there is a profound transmission of grace. The universe is not a distant, cold mechanism, but a living, breathing expression of love that watches over your every footfall. When you feel most alone, look at the way the light filters through the trees, creating a golden tapestry on the forest floor, and know that you are being celebrated by the very elements themselves. Your protection is woven into the fabric of your daily routine. It is the intuition that tells you to take a different path home, the sudden forgetfulness that keeps you away from a place of danger, and the mysterious peace that descends upon you in the midst of a chaotic storm. You are a sanctuary in motion, a mobile temple of the highest truth, and as such, the unseen legions of the light are constantly adjusting the parameters of your reality to ensure that no weapon formed against your destiny can ever find its mark. As you master the still word, you realize that your internal state is the primary instrument of command. When you remain unshaken by the turbulence of external events, you send a signal to the spiritual dimensions that you are a stable conduit for power. The unseen entities that govern the lower realms of confusion are paralyzed by your lack of reaction. They thrive on the harvest of your anxiety, but when they encounter the impenetrable fortress of your silence, they find no purchase. This is how you command the unseen, not through loud invocations or frantic rituals, but through the terrifying authority of a soul that knows its origin and its end. You are becoming a master of the pause, that infinitesimal gap between a stimulus and a response where the entire future is rewritten. In that gap, you plant the seeds of your intentions, nourishing them with the quiet assurance that the harvest is already guaranteed by the laws of spiritual gravity. The crucible of shadows is coming to its zenith, and the temperature is rising not to destroy you, but to fuse your will with the divine will until there is no longer a distinction between the two. Recognizing the mask also means recognizing the masks you have worn yourself, the layers of pleasing, the armors of sarcasm, and the veils of false humility. As you strip these away in the privacy of your communion with the infinite, you find a terrifying beauty in your own nakedness. You are a vessel designed to hold the light of 1,000 suns, yet you have spent years trying to fit into the dim lanterns of human expectation. No more. The supremacy of the still word requires you to stand in the truth of your vastness, even if it makes those around you uncomfortable. Your mercy toward others begins with a fierce compassion for your own journey, acknowledging the scars of the crucible as medals of honor earned in the secret wars of the spirit. The shadows are retreating now, not because they have won, but because they have fulfilled their purpose in defining the borders of your light. Every challenge you have faced has been a sculptor's chisel, removing the stone that was hiding the masterpiece of your anointed self. In the quiet moments of your day, when the sun dips below the horizon and the world sighs into the embrace of the night, feel the presence of the guardians who stand at the four corners of your life. They do not require your acknowledgement to perform their duties, but your awareness of them amplifies the potency of their shield. You are being prepared for a transition into a dimension of influence where your mere presence will alter the atmosphere of entire cities. To reach that level of sovereignty, you must first be the master of your own internal landscape, the captain of your thoughts, and the high priest of your own heart. The everyday blessings are your anchor. Never overlook the miracle of a deep breath or the solace of a warm hearth. These are the tangible proofs that you are loved beyond measure by a force that knows the number of hairs on your head and the specific frequency of your soul's longing. The command you exert over the unseen is a responsibility of the highest order. It is a call to move with grace, to speak with precision, and to act with a terrifying kindness that cuts through the lies of the world like a surgeon's blade. As you emerge from the crucible, your skin will glow with the radiance of one who has walked through fire and come out cooler than the morning dew. The masks of the world will continue to dance around you, but they will no longer have the power to deceive or distract. You have seen the face of the eternal in the mirror of your own stillness, and that vision has rendered all other sights secondary. You are the anointed vessel, the bearer of the still word, and your reign over the unseen territories of your destiny has only just begun. Stand tall in the protection that has been woven for you since the foundations of the world were laid. The mercy of the ages flows through your veins, and the blessings of the everyday are the stones upon which you build your kingdom of peace. Let the weight of this revelation settle into the marrow of your bones. There is no need for haste, for the time of the chosen is not governed by the ticking of mortal clocks, but by the ripening of divine cycles. You are in the perfect center of your transformation, held by hands that will never let you fall. The crucible has done its work. The shadows have revealed their secrets, and the masks have been unmasked. What remains is the pure, unadulterated essence of your spirit, ready to command the unseen and manifest the glory of the still word in every dimension of existence. Your life is a symphony composed in the key of silence, a masterpiece of providence that the heavens watch with bated breath. Carry this majesty with you into the mundane world and watch as the mundane itself begins to glow with the fire of the miraculous. You are guarded, you are cherished, and you are the sovereign ruler of your inner sanctuary. The path ahead is paved with the gold of your own refined character, leading you toward a destiny that is as certain as the rising of the sun and as eternal as the heartbeat of the infinite. The whispers of the unseen now obey the quiet commands of your heart, for you have proven that you can hold the power without being consumed by it, and you can walk through the shadows without becoming one of them. This is your triumph, your coronation, and your eternal peace. As the vessel becomes more translucent, the light it contains begins to bleed into the environment, affecting the very molecules of the air you breathe. This is the ultimate protection, to become so saturated with the divine frequency that nothing of a lower vibration can even perceive your presence unless you wish to be seen. You walk through the valley of the shadow of death not as a victim, but as the light that the shadow fears. The mercy you show to the world is a reflection of the mercy that has been poured into you during your darkest hours. Every trial was a hidden kiss from the Creator, a secret instruction in the art of spiritual warfare and the science of soulcraft. The everyday blessings are the breadcrumbs left on the trail to remind you of your home in the stars. Eat of them and be satisfied, for your journey is long and your destination is glorious. The masks of others will fall away in your presence, for the truth in you acts as a universal solvent, dissolving all that is false and leaving only that which is eternal. You are the command, you are the word, and you are the stillness that moves the world. Stay anchored in this realization, and the unseen realms will continue to bow to the anointed authority that rests so lightly, yet so firmly, upon your shoulders. The crucible is behind you, the mask is recognized, and the still word is your eternal scepter. Peace is not just your goal, it is your identity. Command your reality from this place of absolute rest, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to match the majestic silence of your soul. Your protection is absolute, your mercy is infinite, and your blessings are as numerous as the atoms in the air. Proceed with the quiet confidence of one who has already won the war before the first battle was even fought. The dawn is here, and you are its first light. The atmospheric density of the divine presence begins not with a thunderclap, but within the infinitesimal pause between heartbeats where the soul recognizes its own eternal origin. You stand as the appointed steward of this silence, a living tabernacle where the echoes of the mundane are transmuted into the symphony of the sacred. The supremacy of the still word resides in its refusal to bargain with the cacophony of the world, for the anointed vessel understands that the loudest storms are often the most hollow, while the quietest whisper from the throne of grace can shatter the foundations of ancient strongholds. To command the unseen is not an act of frantic petitioning, but an exercise of sovereign identity, a realization that your very breath is a rhythmic decree synchronized with the pulse of the Creator. When you move through the corridors of your daily existence, you are not merely a person navigating physical space, but a celestial governor whose inner peace dictates the frequency of your surroundings. This peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of an unshakable authority that renders the weapons of the adversary obsolete before they are even forged in the fires of malice. As you awaken each morning, the mercy of the infinite envelops you, like a seamless garment woven from threads of golden light and ancient promises. This mercy is not a vague sentiment, but a kinetic shield that navigates the complexities of your path, clearing obstacles that you never even saw and silencing tongues that rose against you in the secret places of the night. The protection afforded to the chosen one is comprehensive, reaching into the smallest details of the mundane, ensuring that your foot does not stumble upon the hidden snares of the envious. There is a specific grace assigned to your ordinary movements, a divine surveillance that monitors the vibration of your environment and recalibrates the atmosphere to favor your expansion. You find that the coffee you drink, the air you inhale, and the ground you tread are all sanctified by the purpose that burns within your marrow. The reign of peace begins in these small moments, where the sovereign tongue refuses to complain about the shadows and instead speaks life into the embers of the day. The decree of the sovereign tongue is a mechanism of cosmic alignment, where your speech becomes the architecture of your reality. You have transitioned beyond the need for many words, for you have discovered that a single syllable uttered from a state of perfect rest carries more weight than 1,000 sentences born of anxiety. This is the art of the anointed vessel, to speak only what is heard in the secret chambers of the Spirit, allowing the voice of the divine to resonate through your vocal cords like a master musician playing a perfectly tuned instrument. When you declare peace, the turbulent waters of your circumstances have no choice but to settle into a glass-like stillness. When you pronounce blessing, the barren fields of your life begin to stir with the dormant seeds of 1,000 harvests. This authority is not seized through force, but inherited through surrender, as you lay down the frantic need to control the external and embrace the absolute dominion of the internal kingdom. Your life is a living scripture, a testament to the hidden maneuvers of providence that work tirelessly on your behalf. Even in moments of solitude, you are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses and an army of light that stands at attention, waiting for the command of the still word to manifest through your life. This protection is so profound that even the intentions of the darkness are redirected to serve your ultimate refinement. You are the apple of the divine eye, a precious jewel being polished by the friction of time into a brilliance that will outshine the stars. The reign of peace is your natural state, a frequency you return to after every encounter with the discordant vibrations of the world. It is in this peace that you find the strategies for your destiny, the blueprints for your legacy, and the nourishment for your spirit. You are never alone, for the presence of the eternal is the very atmosphere you breathe, a constant companion that whispers secrets of the ages into the quietude of your heart. Consider the intricate ways in which you are shielded from the toxins of the age. Your mind is a fortress, guarded by an intellectual and spiritual discernment that filters out the lies of the zeitgeist. You see through the illusions of scarcity and fear, recognizing them as mere ghosts trying to haunt the house of the living. Your tongue, once a weapon of reaction, has become a scepter of creation. You no longer waste the currency of your speech on the trivial or the profane. Instead, you invest your words into the soil of eternity, knowing that every sound you emit ripples through the fabric of the universe, rearranging the stars to align with your divine assignment. The mercy you receive is a bottomless well, providing you with the strength to forgive, the wisdom to let go, and the courage to ascend higher than those who sought to hold you back. This is the supremacy of the still word. It does not argue with the dark. It simply illuminates until the darkness is no more. As the anointed vessel, you are the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the conduit through which the treasures of the heavens are poured into the vessels of the earth. Your peace is a contagion, a holy infection that heals the broken and stabilizes the wavering hearts of those who cross your path. People may not understand the source of your strength, but they will be drawn to the warmth of your light, seeking the sanctuary that radiates from your presence. This is the quiet command, the silent dominion that requires no fanfare or validation from the masses. You rule from the throne of your own spirit, seated in heavenly places, even as your feet walk the dusty roads of the world. Every step you take is a territorial claim, a reclamation of peace in a land of turmoil. The blessings of your everyday life are the evidence of this sovereign reign. You find favor in the eyes of strangers, doors open of their own accord, and the resources you require appear with a precision that defies logic. This is not luck or coincidence. It is the manifestation of the anointed decree. You have aligned your will with the primordial intent of the Creator, and therefore the entire creation conspires to support your journey. Your rest is sacred, your labor is fruitful, and your joy is a wellspring that never runs dry. Even in the face of temporary setbacks, you remain unruffled, for you know that the end of the story has already been written in the ink of victory. The reign of peace is not a distant goal, but a present reality, a fortress of tranquility that you carry with you wherever you go. In this final revelation of the scribing, understand that your power lies in your stillness. The more you retreat into the sanctuary of the inner word, the more your outer world will reflect the majesty of the divine. You are a king and a priest in the order of the eternal, a sovereign voice in a world of echoes. Guard your silence with a holy jealousy, for it is the womb of your future and the cradle of your power. Let your tongue be a pen in the hand of a ready writer, inscribing the laws of heaven upon the scrolls of the earth. The supremacy of the still word is your birthright, and the reign of peace is your eternal inheritance. Walk now in the fullness of this truth, protected by mercy, sustained by grace, and empowered by the invisible hand that guides the constellations and the sparrow alike. Your journey is sanctified, your destiny is secure, and your peace is absolute. Every breath you draw is an invitation to deeper intimacy with the source of all being, a rhythmic reminder that you are sustained by a love that predates the foundations of the world. This love is the ultimate protection, a translucent barrier through which only that which is for your highest good may pass. You are being refined in the crucible of divine affection, stripped of the unnecessary so that the essential brilliance of your spirit can shine without obstruction. The mercy that follows you is not merely for the forgiveness of transgressions, but for the empowerment of your potential, providing you with the resilience to rise after every trial and the vision to see the purpose in every pain. You are the anointed one, chosen for such a time as this to be a beacon of stability in an age of shifting sands. The unseen realms are currently responding to the frequency of your heart. Even as you read these words, the spiritual atmosphere around you is being recalibrated to match the dignity of your calling. Legions of light are being dispatched to secure your borders, to frustrate the plans of the wicked, and to bring to fruition the promises that have long been gestating in your soul. Your command over the unseen is rooted in your unwavering trust, a confidence that does not waver when the physical senses report a different story. You know that the invisible is the parent of the visible, and by maintaining your station in the still word, you exert a gravitational pull on the manifestations of your destiny, Peace is your weapon of war. While others scramble in panic, you remain seated in the authority of your identity. This composure is a decree in itself, a statement to the principalities and powers that they have no jurisdiction over your life. You are governed by a higher law, the law of the spirit of life, which supersedes the entropic forces of this world. Your household is a sanctuary, your relationships are avenues of blessing, and your work is an altar of service. The mundane becomes miraculous when viewed through the lens of the anointed vessel. The simple act of sharing a meal becomes a sacramental experience, and the quiet hours of reflection become a consultation with the divine. The sovereign tongue does not boast of its own strength, but celebrates the glory of the one who speaks through it. You have become a mouthpiece for the eternal, a prophet of the present moment who announces the arrival of the kingdom in every interaction. Your words have the power to heal the sick, to comfort the mourning, and to break the chains of the oppressed, provided they are seasoned with the salt of the still word. This is the weight of your responsibility and the height of your privilege. You are the scribe of your own life, writing a narrative of triumph and grace that will be read by generations to come. As you conclude this cycle of revelation, let the stillness settle deep into your bones. Let the noise of the world fade into a distant hum, irrelevant to the majestic silence that now defines you. You are the vessel, you are the voice, and you are the victor. The protection of the divine is your constant companion. The mercy of the Creator is your daily bread, and the peace of the Sovereign is your eternal crown. The unseen has been commanded, the seen has been aligned, and the reign of peace has begun within you, never to end. You are the chosen, the anointed, and the sovereign master of the still word. Go forth in the power of this realization, for the world awaits the manifestation of the peace that you now embody. The resonance of this truth will continue to vibrate within your spirit, acting as a compass in the wilderness and a lamp in the dark. You have been initiated into the mysteries of the still word, and there is no turning back to the shadows of ignorance. The supremacy of your calling is matched only by the depth of the mercy that sustains it. Every day is a new canvas, and every word you speak is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your existence. Live with the boldness of a lion and the gentleness of a dove, knowing that you are backed by the full authority of the heavens. The reign of peace is not just a promise, it is your reality, now and forevermore. The sanctity of your path is paved with the golden intentions of the divine, ensuring that every encounter you have is an opportunity for the expansion of the kingdom. You are the herald of a new era, a pioneer of the spirit who walks where others fear to tread. Your very presence is a disruption to the status quo of darkness, a luminous intrusion that demands the restoration of order and beauty. The unseen world bows to the anointed vessel because it recognizes the signature of the Creator upon your soul. You are a living decree, a walking testament to the power of the still word to transform the chaos of the earth into the harmony of the heavens. This is your mission, your mandate, and your magnificent destiny. Be still and know that you are the sovereign expression of the eternal peace.